Happy Tuesday. See if anyone else pops up in the next minute. Otherwise, we'll start and I have the recording going for them. Hello. What do I do there? So if you're not set up yet, you can grab a bolster or a pillow to sit up on top of. There we go. We'll start in 1 minute. While we're waiting, you can start to get comfy, maybe even close the eyes, or just lower the gaze down to the mat. Any comfortable seated position to start off. Let out a big sigh if it's been a day. We'll just start to welcome Carrie. We'll start to bring our awareness to our breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose or the mouth. Be setting an intention for your practice tonight. Maybe setting an intention for the rest of your week. Maybe something really simple, just a couple words even. Something you can bring yourself back to if you get distracted during class or you need just a little reminder as your week progresses. Hopefully you're feeling your shoulders start to soften. Feel yourself becoming a little more centered, a little more grounded. We'll bring our hands together to start. And we'll just let the chin drop down towards the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. We'll shift the gaze and lift the chin up towards the ceiling. And we'll bring the head back to center. We'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And as we do, we're just going to release the hands and let that left hand drop down towards the mat. And maybe we'll start to inch that hand towards the back of the mat. Good. Head coming back to center. Dropping the head on the other side. Right hand comes down to the mat. And maybe we just start to walk the fingertips towards the back of our mat. And coming back to center, bringing the hands back together. We'll inhale the hands up. We'll let them slide beside the ears. They're going to meet up behind the head. And we'll take the hands all the way up overhead. So palms together, finding some length. And then we'll just drop them open to the right side, moving into a twist. Opposite hand coming to the knee. Taking the gaze off to the side or over the shoulder. Releasing back to center. And the same thing we'll catch on the left side. So we inhale. Bring the hands all the way up. Nice and tall, palms together. And then taking it into your twist on the left. We're going to do that one more time on each side, just nice and smooth with your breath. Inhaling as we find length and exhaling as we twist. One last time to the left side. Exhaling to twist. Good. Releasing back to center. Releasing. I'm going to take my pillow away. And we're going to release the right leg up straight. We're going to take the torso and we're going to face over top as opposed to a side body stretch. We're going to come right over top of that right thigh. Toes pointing up to the ceiling. Inhaling the arms up, find that length again. And exhaling to fold right over top of that leg. And just coming down as far as you can. Breathing into the back of the leg. Imagine your chest coming all the way down to your thigh. Releasing out of that stretch, we'll switch to the left. We'll rotate the torso so we're right over top of that left leg, toes pointed up. We'll inhale the arms up overhead. And we'll begin to drop forward, chest towards the thigh. Breathing into the back of the leg. Good. Coming all the way back up. Soles of the feet together. Arriving in your butterfly stretch or your cobbler's pose. Removing the fleshy parts from the bottom. And we'll send the elbows to the thighs. Just drop down with the head, the neck, the shoulders. Connecting with your breath. And breathing into the hips. Coming all the way back up. All right, from here, I'm going to take this right knee and I'm just going to flip it. I'm just going to land right on top of the left leg. So both my feet are pointing off towards the right. I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to bring them towards the left looking off to the side or even in behind. And you're just going to start to walk the hands behind you. And maybe you stay up on your palms or maybe sink down the forearms. So the upper body is off to the back left. My feet are off to the right. Deer pose. You're really trying to release into the stretch. Breathe into the pose. Nice and slowly, we'll walk ourselves all the way back up. We'll bring the hands in behind and we'll just split the legs. Feet now to the left, hands coming around to the right, finding that rotation. Beginning to walk the hands to wherever you can. And then maybe melting down on the forearms. Deer pose again here, off to the right side, just breathing. And slowly we'll bring ourselves all the way back up. We're going to do a little strengthening for the core. I'm still here with my legs pointed in the same direction. I'm going to bring my hands up so I'm not using them for support down on the mat. And all you're going to do is you're going to swap your legs. Swap your legs. So you're just going to go back and forth. Picking the hands up. Making that belly do the work. We'll do one more time on each side. Right and left. Good. And then we'll just take the legs out nice and straight. Give them a shake. Find that staff pose position, toes out. The palms at our side, heart open. Going nice and tall to the crown of the head. Inhaling, the arms come up. We'll take a peek up towards the fingertips. We'll flip the palms and we'll float down, forward fold. Nice and slow as we release out of that forward fold. We're going to point the toes. We're going to bring the hands in behind. We're going to lift the seat. Coming into a reverse plank. And then nice and slowly, we'll lower ourselves back down. We'll come into a cross leg. And we're just going to transfer right to all fours. So we'll bring the palms in front. Send the knees back. Tabletop position, nice flat back. We'll find our cat-cow stretch. Inhaling on one of the postures, exhaling on the other. Moving with your breath in whichever way feels most natural for you. Good. And we'll come back to a neutral spine. We're going to slide back to sit on our heels. We're going to bring the hands in behind. We're going to take a little baby camel here. So baby camel, just lifting the hips up off the feet. Lowering yourself down. Sending the knees nice and wide on your mat as you counter that camel with a child's pose. Melting the head down towards your mat. Connecting with your breath here in your child's pose. Maybe coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. If your forehead is on the mat, feel free to take a gentle rock from side to side with the head, massaging the brow. Slowly making your way back up. Finding that tabletop position again. And from here, we're going to bring the hands closer together, moving them over to the right side of your mat. We're making some space here at the left edge of our mat. We're going to take the left leg, and we're just going to lift. We're going to start to bring that left foot to that empty space. So now my hands are on the inside of the left foot. We're coming into a lizard variation here. So you're welcome to stay just as you are. If this is enough for you, you can stay here and just maybe take the gaze to the top edge of your mat. If you'd like to find a little more here, then this right foot, these right toes, we're going to curl and we're just going to pop the knee up off the mat and sink down into the hips. Find your breath. Again, if this is too much, you can just lower the knee down to the mat. Beautiful. So from here, if your knee is lifted, we're going to lower it now. We're going to plant through the right hand. And we're going to take the left hand up to the ceiling. So we're twisting. Again, you can stay here, or if you feel like you want to challenge yourself and you want to lift that knee back up off the mat, you can. Good. Left hand's going to fall all the way back down. I'm going to drop the knee again. I'm still here in the same position. We're going to take the right hand this time. We're going to bring it to the right hip. We're going to peel ourselves open to the right. So my hand's just guiding the hip open. Good. And then release. Right hand comes back down. I'm going to frame that foot now so I have a hand on either side. And I'm just going to extend the left leg. And we're just going to take a little rock back and forth. So walking our hands up and walking them back. Trying to extend through the back of that left leg. The next time you find a little extension, try pointing the toe up to the ceiling and try melting the chest down towards the thigh. And just staying here for a few moments of breath. Good. And then walking yourself back up and finally releasing that left leg back. Alrighty, so before we move to the right side of that lizard, let's just stretch the legs out with a down dog. So we're gonna send our hips all the way up and back, and we're just gonna pedal it out. Stretch everything out. Good. And then we'll drop the knees. We'll bring the big toes together. And we'll take a child's pose for a few breaths, melting yourself down to the mat. And making your way all the way back up. We're going to catch that lizard on the right side. So to begin, taking the hands over to the left side of your mat, so you create a little space to bring that right foot up. We'll move into that first lizard position. This may be where you want to stay. Hands are off to the left, foot is on the right. Or curling the toes under. We'll pop the knee off the mat and we'll sink down into the hips. Taking our gaze again right out to the front of your mat once you've taken a glimpse at me and know where you're at. Breathing into the pose. We'll drop the knee. We'll plant through the left hand this time as we take the right up forward twist. And just as we did before, having that option to lift the back knee up off the mat again if you'd like to. Good. Right hand travels all the way back down. I'm going to drop the knee. And we're going to come into that open twist. So left hand to left hip. We'll just peel ourselves open. Perfect. Releasing. Framing that foot now, the left foot. So we can extend it nice and long. And then start that walk. Back and forth. And the next time you're extended, try to take it down, point the toes up, melt forward over that leg. Breathe. Beautiful. Coming all the way back up. Release. Find your down dog, stretch it out. Pedal it out. Drop the knees back down to your mat when you feel ready. Cross at the ankles. Come back to a seated. Extend the legs back out in front. Find a gentle bounce. Find a nice relaxed position in the legs. So knees and feet, everything's just loose and open. We'll extend the arms out. We'll flip the palms forward, a nice rounded spine forward as we drop head, neck, chin. Opening the shoulder blades, stretching the skin of the back. And then tucking the chin as we wind ourselves all the way back up. And then coming all the way down onto our backs. We'll find a gentle sway in the legs, a little windshield washer to release the hips and the low back. Perfect. Bringing the legs back to center. There we go. We'll take the left leg long. We'll bring that right shin in, right knee in. I'm going to point that right knee towards the right shoulder. And maybe just changing the stretch up a little bit. And find out what would happen if you pointed that right knee towards the left shoulder. And then arriving back at a neutral position as we switch. Drawing the left leg in. Left knee pointing to left shoulder. Maybe left knee to right shoulder. Beautiful. Back to neutral and extending. We'll point the toes and we'll just reach the arms overhead. Taking a nice full body stretch. We'll bring both knees in. We'll bring the hands to the kneecaps. And I want you to separate the knees, so draw them apart. We'll loop them back to the top and together. So we're drawing circles in opposite directions. So working through the hip sockets. And changing directions when you're ready. Again, circling in opposite directions of each other. And then bringing the knees back together. Again, releasing the legs nice and long. Sending the arms all the way overhead. And then one more time, bringing both knees in, lacing the hands around the knees, drawing the head up towards the kneecaps. A nice gentle release of the head back down. Letting the feet drop back down to your mat. And rolling on to one side. As we nice and slowly come all the way back up. And find ourselves back in a seated position. Bringing the hands to the knees. And we're going to arrive in a Sufi grind. So nice big circles through the waist. Maybe inhaling as you cross the front of your mat. Maybe exhaling as you round the spine across the back of your mat. Changing directions when you're ready. We inhale across the front. Exhale across the back. After your last circle, come all the way back to center. We're going to bring the hands in front of the chest and we're just going to grip the fingertips. So try to bring that lazy elbow up so we're parallel with the floor. And we're just going to tug the hands away from each other. We're strengthening the shoulders and the chest. Good, release that, bring the hands in behind, interlace the fingers behind the back, draw the knuckles down, open through the heart. Interlace the fingers in front, stretch them out, drop the chin, separate the shoulders. Come back to a nice tall spine as the hands come back. If you naturally come into this position, switch. Come into the opposite of what you did last time. Find a nice parallel position with the arms and then just gently tugging the hands away. Good. Release. Hands just drop down to your lap and we'll just take nice big shoulder rolls. Bringing the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Dropping the shoulder blades all the way down the back. And from here, if you would like to close the eyes or soften the gaze, make any last little adjustments before we finish off in some stillness. We can bring the pad of the thumb to the pad of the pointer finger, resting the back of the hands on the lap. Just finding some stillness here in the body as you soak in the benefits of your practice tonight. And finding some stillness in the mind. As you let go of any thoughts, any distractions, any to-do lists. Just taking this time for yourself. Connecting with your breath. Maybe coming back to that intention one last time. And as I bring my hands to my heart, I say to you all, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be whole.